Hello, friends. Welcome. So, it is the beginning of September, and it is time to make my sheet load for September 2025. So, this is my second month to participate in this. Call Me Crafty Al puts out a sheet load of cards at the beginning of each month. They do have a hop that you can start at Call Me Crafty Al and watch her video and then go through the hop and see all the creative teams makes using this layout. So Crafty Al offers this. If you watch her video, you can get this download for free, and lots of people participate in it. So it's very fun to just see how everybody takes this sketch and gives it their own spin. So the whole point of the sheet load of cards, with just a few sheets of paper, you can make lots of cards. So on this one, you can make 8. It does use two 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and then 1.5 sheets of an 8.5 by 11. So pretty cool plan. So we're just going to get started and follow the instructions here. Now, I don't know that I'm going to make all 8, but here are the papers that I have chose to work with. They are from Dare to Be Artsy. And I have had this pattern paper for several years and I just love it. I've never used it for anything because I like it so much that I've kind of been saving it for something special. You know how that is. So one thing that I really think when you're doing the sheet loads, it's largely about the patterned paper. And I love patterned paper. So I think the sheet load cards are a perfect time to use some of those favorite pieces that you've been kind of hoarding, because these cards are so much about the patterned paper. So anyway, I thought I'm going to use this lovely paper and turn it into something. So let's start with the cutting guide. And to begin, it says to cut right down at 4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to do it once rather than the whole sheet, because I'm actually going to make just 4 cards rather than 8. And I'll show you why here in a second. Now we want to cut it at 5.5. Or is it 5? No, 5.25. Whew, mess it up if I don't pay attention here. So there's 4 by 5.25. Here's the next one at 4 by 5.25. And we have this little piece left over with the beautiful red on the other side. We may come back and use that. And we're going to do this on both sheets of paper. All right, so there's our 4. I'd say I'm using some of my favorite paper for the sheet load, but I don't know that I want to use all of it for the same thing. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. So there's part. Now to do the whole 8 cards, I would go ahead and do that step again. Since I'm only planning on making 4 cards, I'm going to do this next step. And we want to cut this at 2 3/4. It's going to be right here. We want these to be squares, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these at 2 3/4. Now I'm gonna go ahead and save that chunk rather than doing all of it, and I'm gonna do the same to this piece. So we're gonna go to 2 3/4. So if you watch Crafty Al's video, she uses a really cool tool from Pear Blossom Press, which is a little ruler that has little jigs for your outlines. And she makes it so easy. She makes it look so easy to use that I really am going to invest in one of those. If you have one, you might say something there in the chat. I would love to know. So for the next part, you take your cardstock and cut 3x3 squares. So I have gone ahead and done that in advance. So I have some 3x3 squares already cut. Not sure what I did with them, but they're here somewhere. There they are. So here's my 3x3. So this is what we're going to use for now. Now the reason I didn't cut all of this paper is because these birds on the back side, I want to use those. So I didn't want to cut up all my paper. Let's set this aside. Set this aside, and I'm going to fussy cut 4 of these birds out of this paper because they're going to be part of my card. So let's just go ahead, put my glasses on, and I'll do that real quick. So I'm going to start with this red one right here in the middle. And I'm going to cut right up against it because I'm going to mat these on some solid paper to give them a white outline. So I'm just going to cut right up against the edge. I'm a big stamper and colorer, so I enjoy that process. So I rarely use pre-made ephemera and stuff like that, but I just love these kind of folk art birds. And the stamp set that I have of these birds gives you a solid image rather than a colored image. And I can show you that here in a second. And they probably had a set back in the day when this came out where you could stamp these images in color, but I don't have that. The only one I have, it's a little bit smaller and it's a solid image. And I just love the colors in these birds, and I wanted to use them on my cards. So I decided to do it this way instead. So I'll try to do this, you know, rather quickly. So now we're going to grab this yellow one. I have become a real fan of the folk art kind of images. Several companies have come out with like stencils and things that give you a really fun kind of folk art vibe stencil background, and I really enjoy those. Perfection is not what I'm going for here. It's more, I just don't want any white edges. Oh, am I completely out of the camera? I am. Sorry. Alright, I'm just going to finish his beak off right there. Alright, so for now, I'm just going to do these two. I will come back later on and definitely cut this blue bird out. And either another red one or this little one. I'm not sure, but we will do that at the end. But I want to go ahead and get started on our cards. So one of the products that I have pulled in to finish this off is this really fun die from the Stamps of Life. And what it does is it cuts out all of these banners and sentiment strips. So you get this piece cuts out all these little fishtail banners. And then this piece cuts out all different sizes of sentiment strips. And I use this, I just keep them cut in shades of like white and neutral colors. And I just keep them there. And then when I choose my sentiments, I just see which one it fits in. So today I've chose a few Stamps of Life sentiments, and that's what I'm going to use to go with my folk art images. All right, let's get started. So to begin, we're going to go ahead and glue all of our little squares together. That's one thing about this paper is I have such a hard time deciding which side to use because I love all the sides. And, you know, the paper pad did come with 2 of each. Like I said, I've been holding on to it for years. I think it's because I just love the colors. All right, do I have another one? Nope. Only did 3. Oh, you know what? I think that's all I need. I think I had too many. Oh, but we are going to need our paper cutter trimmer here. No, we will need another one. What am I thinking? I can't count today. All right, so you just line up the 2 points and chop it right in half. There we go. Okay, and I do have this last one that I will do here in a few minutes, but I want to finish a completed card. So we're going to do it just like this. Now for my 2 little birds, I'm going to mount them on a piece of this pretty paper. But I want this to be, let's see. I'm not sure if I want to cut that down, but I am going to glue my birds onto this white background. Place them such I have plenty of room to cut around them. Now I'm just going to give them a nice white outline. All right, there we go. Do the same here to this one. Cut that off. There we go. All right, so there's our 2 pieces ready to go. I'm going to go ahead. I hope that I have enough paper here to cut 2 5.5. My paper is not quite perfectly white. It's a little off-white. So I'm hoping that I have enough to cut 2 backgrounds, but I don't think I do. So that is all right. We'll just go ahead and do one. We'll see how the other one looks. I should have pulled another piece of that paper out, and I didn't. So there we go. Take that 5.5. We'll do the other one on white. I think it'll be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to glue that down like that. Okay. And now to do these 2 pieces, you want to line them up right in the corners. Just like that. Whoops, stuck to my finger. All right, so you're going to line that corner right up in the corner. And then we're going to do the same with this one on this side. And that's going to give us this fun zigzag in the middle. And I just saw something that I think I'm going to like even better. So we're going to do this one on this white outline. But I think for my next card, I'm going to cut down a piece of the yellow paper to put as my background. I think I'll like that even better. And I have plenty of that sitting right here. So that's going to work out well. All right, now let's choose our sentiment. I was thinking of you. You've been on my mind, or hey you, what's new? Have a sweet day, or sending you some encouragement. I think I'm going to use sending you some encouragement. Blue is always an encouraging color to me. Now, I do think I want something behind my bird. So after I stamp my sentiment, I am going to die cut a circle. Is that going to be, ooh, just barely. Let's get a little bit thicker one. This guy here. That one long enough? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. All right, so there's some sending you some encouragement. So I still have this little piece of this white left, so I am going to grab a circle die that I have here. And this one is a Pink Fresh Studios circle die, and I think that will work perfectly. Run this through my die machine. And I'm going to take the inside die and we're going to add some of our yellow. All right, I like it. I was debating whether I wanted to pop anything up. And I think I'll pop up, I don't know, for this one, I don't think I'm going to pop any of it up. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it all on. If I popped one up, I'd have to pop both up. Overthinking it. All right, so there is our first card. Let's go ahead and work on the next one. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and trim down some of this paper to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And glue this down. I just love working with this paper. Just makes me smile. Did I trim that wrong? It looks a little off on that edge. Okay, now for this, let's see, I only have one of these, so I'm gonna that here and here. And since I have the blue ones cut, we'll do one of these. And we'll go here and here. Oh yeah, I like that with the yellow in the background. So let's go ahead and add these down. I'm going to be sure to get glue all the way out there on those tips to make sure that doesn't get pulled up. Put it right down in those corners. Let's see. Now for this one, I think I only have room to cut the inside out, so I'm going to have to make the outside in the yellow, and then we'll do the inside this color on this one. Stretching my paper as far as it will go today. on this one, I do think I'm going to go ahead and just pop it up a bit. See how we like that. And same with our little bird. Put him right in there. Now for this one, we have some choices. Now, I'll probably come back with some little gems to add a little bling on these two cards, but I'm going to look at our sentiments again. What we got here? I think I like the idea of something a little shorter that I could put right up here, but I'm not sure if these sets have something shorter or not. It's all right. I think I'm going to use the Hey You, What's New. Kind of like that saying. Oops, crooked. Go. And I think for that one, we're going to use this larger one. And I am going to add just a little bit of foam. All right, so here's two of our cards. And we have two more that we can make, but I will have to cut out more birds. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab some red, I think, gems. We're going to pretty these up and we'll call it finished for today, and I'll cut out more birds and finish these other two. So let's see what kind of gems I have handy. Here's some that's got some red. These are some Catherine Pooler. Let's see. Let me dump a few of these out. Let me see. I had some little solid ones, but it doesn't look like I have them in red, and I really like the red with this. So we can certainly try some of the other colors. Let's see. one's got something on it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add some glue. Grab my jewel picker. Oops, wrong end. Always have trouble with those little ones staying down. Okay. This jewel picker is about to get retired. Just warm it up down there. Again. Okay. Add one more of the big red ones over on this other side. All right, there we go. Clean everything over out of the way so we can look at these. All right, this is my sheet load contribution for the month of September. Now, I have to say, I'm kind of glad I ran out of the white paper because I think I really like it here with the yellow paper all the way around it. But I still absolutely love this patterned paper, and I think these cards just really highlight the gorgeous patterned paper. So thank you so much for joining me for September 2025's sheet load of cards. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and finish up my other samples and take a picture, and I will post those. And thank you so much for joining me. I would love it if you would give making the sheet load a try. You can find the directions for that at Crafty Owl. Call me Crafty Owl. And under the video, you just click on the more and it'll open it up and scroll all the way to the bottom and you will see where you can print out the directions. So, all right. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.